Hello, Herd, and welcome to something new here at Nerdherder, something we call Nerdherder Gaming. Herd Mom Megan and I enjoy games, especially Star Wars games, and with the recent release of Jedi Fallen Order, we thought it was a good time to expand our Nerdherder Gaming side. It's a little bit of an extension of the podcast where we'll play through Star Wars games like this one, and along the way also do our usual thing of talking about different lore and of course giving commentary to the quality of the game and just our overall experience of the game. And again, with the recent release of Jedi Fallen Order, we figured what better time than now to play the game, something we're already going to do, talk about the game, something we're already going to do, and just put it all together and put it out there for you guys to enjoy. Originally, this all aired over on our Twitch channel, and basically we just downloaded that, edited it down, and then of course now here I am talking over it and telling you about my thoughts and experiences playing the game. Overall, when playing the game over on Twitch, it was just a lot of oohs and ahs, whereas now this is a little bit more thought out. I've had time to think about the game itself and my overall experience and look up some interesting cool facts to share with you guys. So when there's not cutscenes, because I do want to provide time for you guys to get and enjoy the story, when there's just little bits of gameplay here and there, you might hear from me on different things you might not have known about the game itself or the overall Star Wars lore. And so hopefully that's something you enjoy. You both get the gameplay and a little bit of Star Wars education, because that's kind of like what we do. We do the fun stuff, but we also do the smart stuff. Even just in this first episode, there's actually a lot of cool, interesting things to talk about. And so we leave the cutscenes open so that way you can get the story, but overall, otherwise, I'll pop in here and there. You may still hear some of the dialogue from our original stream. We couldn't exactly edit that out, otherwise it would have just been a very silent gameplay. So you might hear a ooh and ah there, but overall, hopefully you guys enjoy. So without further ado, let's check out some Jedi Fallen Order. There we go. Took a minute there. This turns out to be a bit. Oh yeah. Ooh, good vibrations there. I do have my puppy with me, Bobo, so if I have to step away at any point, that's awkward.
Listen, I don't want to upset your rhythm, Cal, but the boss wants a word.
He's a bit beefier than others of his
It'll be good for us. Here he is, Chief.
The boss is a droid?
An error has been detected on line 10A. All our clamps are jammed. I need 2 workers to climb up and secure the cables.
That's not an easy maneuver.
The guild will double your pay for this shift.
Come on, Cal. What's a score? That couldn't hurt. Huh?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Definitely looks rough. He looks a little beaten up. It's really interesting to me to see.
Right behind you.
So to start off, pretty much like any other game, this level is just about learning the mechanics of gameplay. There's nothing too crazy, too involved. It's learning how to move around, jump, and do the very different athletic things that you're going to be doing throughout this game. A lot of people I've talked to have described it as kind of like Uncharted Star Wars. If you don't know, Uncharted is a really cool little game out there, but I do get those vibes. A lot of exploration, a lot of climbing, jumping, and it is a bit precise here and there in terms of making sure that you land and you catch your different edges so that you can climb or do whatever else is your task and whatnot. But of course, in between there, you're chopping things up with a lightsaber eventually. I will say I was surprised in the beginning to see that the boss of this construction site is a droid. I thought that was very interesting, and it kind of just shows the automation that the Empire would go for. It's cheap just to put a droid in charge and tell organics to do this and do that and whatnot. But overall, the scale is really set from the beginning when you see how many ships are just sitting in this yard. And it's something I know I didn't exactly think about, is what happens to all of those between episode 3 and episode 4. Recently on a podcast, me and Megan talked about the fact that maybe that's where they got a lot of the things that they used for the Imperial era ships, like the Star Destroyers, the TIE Fighters, and of course maybe even the Death Star. I mean, if you've got all of that junk just lying around, you might as well recycle and reuse it. So props to the Empire for being green. While you watch me explore a little bit here and there, I thought it'd be worth mentioning that our buddy at the beginning, Prof, is an Abendido. Abendidos are a relatively new species. They've been around since 2015 for The Force Awakens, and they were designed first, named later. And essentially, when the art department created the first Abendido, whose name is Ello Asti, they named him specifically in a way that they thought that J.J. Abrams would like, because J.J. Abrams, as many know, is a fan of Beastie Boys, and so Ello Asti is actually a play on the popular song Hello Nasty. And what's really cool is from then on, Pablo Hidalgo named every other Abendido for the films after Beastie Boys as well. We have Bransom Key, which is a reference to the Brass Monkey song. And it was even adopted for Marvel Comics. Soa-chan and Adi Muva are named after So What You Want and Body Movin'. Chuck Wendig kept up the tradition as well in the Aftermath trilogy, naming All's Utique after Paul's Boutique. And then again in Star Wars The Last Jedi, we've got Slow and Low, portrayed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and is a reference to Slow and Low. It's really cool to see stuff like that, and it's just a reminder that these guys just have fun doing what they do and creating and naming these creatures and building this world. It just gives the vibes that they really have fun doing what they do. Even Prof is actually, in my opinion, a reference. I don't know exactly, maybe it'll come out later to be confirmed, but there is a huge Beastie Boys fan by the name of Prof D. It's abbreviated like Professor, but Prof D could be a reference to Prof almost quite literally, since Prof and Prof sound the same. So if that is a reference to each other, that is a pretty good deep cut. Prof D was a big fan of Beastie Boys, and on BeastieMania.com is kind of one of their leading members, founding members, and just an overall respected guy. He passed away not long ago, unfortunately, but what a legacy to leave behind, so well known for something he loved.
How'd you get here?
How'd you get here?
Huh?
Unconventional means. How I ride. Oh gosh, that was close. Oh, okay, well. Do I go up or down? Oh gosh. That was creepy. Okay. I'm gonna say I go this way. You'll see here that there's a lot of pretty shots in this game. This game is absolutely beautiful, and you can see many times where I just stop and stare and take it in. I was apparently so distracted that I forgot to pay attention on which way I should go, and unfortunately, these guys weren't very helpful. Eventually, though, by accident, I figured it out and was able to get the rest of the mission going. Oh. Okay. Well then. At least we get a very nice shot. Look at all those. Like, you got ATTEs, you got LAATs.
Hurry! We gotta finish before they start cutting this way.
Don't be distracted by all the Republic gunships and Republic walkers. It's a pretty view, but I had to think constantly while I was playing this mission how unsafe this all is. Megan and I recently did an episode called 10 Ways to Die on the Death Star, and we started that episode because we thought of just how many ways there are to die in Star Wars and how many OSHA violations or workplace violations there are in terms of safety. And I'd have to say that OSHA would be all over this work site right now. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what Cal gets paid, I don't know what Prof gets paid, but I guarantee it's not enough to be doing what they're doing right now.
All right, clamp secured. Whoa! You okay?
Good lord.
Still here.
This is definitely
Give me a
not
break there,
safe
pal.
conditions.
Done.
Hang on. I got this. We're done. Get out up here.
Goodness gracious. Like, can you imagine having to do this for your job? Like, just regularly dangle
take a look
from
at this.
dangerous heights?
It's a Jedi fighter. What a score! It's a real scrapper's payday.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this heap's been here, what, 4 years?
5.
Whoever flew this went down in a blaze of glory.
Ooh, so 5 years.
Those Jedi. Real tragedy. Yeah, I've always said they couldn't all be traitors.
Yeah, maybe.
Guess it's just our lucky day.
Wow.
Empire's gonna get a lot of good material out of it.
Emotional.
Yeah,
Cal.
here we are, scrapping these ships from the war just so they can turn around and make new ones. What a racket, huh? All of us risking our necks for the bosses. And the pay was better back during the Republic, too.
Hey, you really should watch what you say.
Listen to me. Find us free like this, could be your ticket off this soggy rock.
What makes you think I want out of here?
Come on, Cal, you're a young guy. You don't end up like me. Eventually, you gotta move on and live your life. Find your destiny.
Whatever you say. Hey, we should get back down.
You're not listening to me, though. What was that?
See what happens when you don't secure your work sites? You have accidents. Now seems like a good time to mention that they are sliding down the hull of a Venator Star Destroyer, which are typically 1,155 meters long or 3,784 feet long.
Nerd!
Oh gosh, it's really hard to hear. Dang. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh gosh, this is disordered.
Prof, you okay?
Cal! I can't climb up!
Prof, just hang on.
I'm slipping!
No, don't let go.
I can't hold on!
Prof, no! You okay, bro?
I'm all right. Just pinned down.
Pilot's gone. I'll get us out of here. Just hang on.
Watch out, Cal!
Look out!
Silent, what is this?
This thing is barely flying. Hold on.
Oh man. I really love the seamless shift from gameplay to cinematic. Really
You all right?
Yeah.
Really helpful.
Okay,
We gotta move. Come on.
What the hell happened? What was that back there? Was that you? What, that was the Force, wasn't it?
Just forget what you saw, okay? Please
No,
trust
but
me.
I've seen the stories. I've heard it. There's
Prof,
bounties out on people
I
like
know. I know.
you. Yeah, we're ready. We need to be careful. Yeah.
Huh.
So there you have the first mission thereabouts of Jedi Fallen Order, and I gotta say it's a really strong and a really good start to this game. I was already excited, and I've been playing quite a while, even past what you've seen here, and I really love this game. It's a great looking game. It's a very functional game in terms of how you get around and how you feel a part of the environment that you're traveling through and going through. So it's not just about getting your tasks done, but it's also about the world around you. They really carefully and painstakingly created every element around you that you see. So I do highly recommend, if you're playing through this or if you're planning to take a moment, look around, take in everything that's happening around you, because it was carefully and lovingly crafted. I can tell you that. I do appreciate the character development that we get from Cal and his buddy Prof. I do appreciate that Prof isn't just a work guy, but he is seemingly a bit of a friend to Cal. And can we just talk about the amount of emotion that Cal is able to convey? And something, again, that I didn't think about is you survived Order 66, and all of a sudden this world that you've forgotten about and distanced yourself from, this world that you once knew that is now gone, comes knocking back on your door. That's got to be heavy. And Cameron Monaghan just amazingly conveys that in those moments when Prof first happens upon this Jedi starfighter. He's all excited and Cal is just like, wow, oh my gosh, what the heck? And you feel that in every moment, and so it's just wonderful. It's another one of those moments where I just appreciate the careful selecting of who is involved as the main characters within different games and whatnot. It really goes far. It is just as involved as any other acting job. It's really cool. Well, that's Mission 1. We'll be back soon with Mission 2. We're not done yet with Braca, and our little adventure here is not going to go unnoticed. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, then you know. So it's about to go down in the next one. It's a lot of fun. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so that you can check out the rest of this gameplay and all of our other videos. We have weekly podcasts go up, and pretty soon we're going to have all kinds of other things, including our Mandalorian episode reviews are going to be starting up. We'll have episode 2 out soon, and then of course episode 3 is coming later this week. So just a lot to subscribe and look forward to. Other than that, we'll be back soon with that. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff, and may the Force be with you.